The Enugu state government has deepened its commitment to youth empowerment by partnering with the federal government to implement the Youth Economic Intervention and De-radicalization Program (Yeidep), a strategic initiative designed to combat unemployment, reduce poverty, and promote sustainable economic development among young Nigerians. The program, held at the International Conference Center, Enugu, attracted a large gathering of youths, government officials, key stakeholders, and representatives of the partnering commercial banks, underscoring the growing commitment of both the federal and state government to creating opportunities for the young populations. Yeidep, an initiative of the federal government, is aimed at addressing youth unemployment, poverty, and insecurity through skills acquisitions, entrepreneurship development, and financial support for youth-led enterprises. The program is being implemented by the Federal Ministry of Youth Development in collaboration with the Youth of the Street Initiatives (UC). A major component of the initiative is the provision of non-repayable grants to qualify young entrepreneurs, particularly those involved in agriculture, vocational trades, and other productive sectors, enabling them to establish, expand, and sustain viable businesses. Speaking during the program, the representatives of the Minister of Youth Development, Comrade Ayodele Olawande, reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to empowering Nigerian youths through innovative interventions capable of transforming lives and strengthening the nation's economy. He urged participants to follow the registration guidelines diligently and take full advantage of the opportunities offered under the program, emphasizing that transparency and compliance remains critical to successful participation.
It gives me pleasure to join the government and people of Enugu State for the plan of the recruitment drive for the Youth Economic Intervention and De-radicalization Program (Yeidep). The program represents a bold national response to one of the most critical questions of our time. How do we transform Nigeria's people population into a productive workforce for economic growth, food security, peace, and national prosperity? I believe many of you will have answers to this question, but according to Minister, the answer is simple. We must move our young people from vulnerability to productivity, and from unemployment to enterprise, and finally from despair to opportunity. Yeidep is not just a registration exercise, it's not just a program, it is a creation of a national ecosystem that connects young Nigerians to opportunities, skills, finance, mentorship, markets, and productive engagement within the agri sector. It is designed to ensure that every young person who is ready to work has a pathway to economic empowerment. I encourage every eligible youth in Enugu State to register, because registration is an important thing that will help us to achieve our objectives. This is because also registration drives data, and data drives development. And we cannot empower those we cannot identify. I think we need to understand what we're saying here. Many a times, we have seen many economic empowerment programs. Is that also? Why are young people still out of jobs? Despite all the investments in economic empowerment programs, it appears poverty is rising, unemployment is rising, the jobs are not there, right? And I think one of the problems is because we cannot identify the people we are empowering. Today, I'm not sure any government agency will point to, if they say they empower 100 people, they can point to 40 people that they say these and these and these are the people. This is why this approach is different. And to be sure that it is different, you find that financial institutions who will not like to lose their money are involved. So registration is important. I'm stressing this point because people need to understand without this registration, you don't exist on this platform.
In his address, the Director General of UC and Coordinator General of Yeidep, Comrade Kennedy Iyere, described the partnership with the Enugu state government as a significant milestone in expanding economic opportunities for young people. According to him, the collaboration will not only empower thousands of youths across the state, but also stimulate entrepreneurship, encourage self-reliance, and contribute meaningfully to economic growth and social stability.
A female entrepreneur is a philanthropist who uses enterprise to aid humanity by creating businesses and fortune. Because if you are just a philanthropist, you are just only spreading poverty. You come and give, and the people get poorer, you come again and give. But a philanthropreneur will not do that. He does what I'm doing for you today. He does what I'm compelling the federal government to do for you today. The federal government told me to help them stabilize the youths. And I told Asiwaju, the only way you can make that happen is to take care of the young people. You cannot continue to have young people in their millions without jobs and poverty stricken and you expect peace and stability. It's not possible. I would provoke you to be like me, that from the womb of the poor man, not just the poor, one of the poorest, that you can rise up from those ashes and become a billionaire and help humanity. You can do it in that way. So you have a reason that
One of the major highlights of the event was the presentation of an automatic employment opportunity to one participant alongside cash gifts to 5 youths who volunteered to lead the national anthem. The gesture drew loud applause from participants and reinforced the program's commitment to rewarding patriotism, leadership excellence, and active civic participation among young Nigerians. Speaking with journalists on the sidelines of the event, Comrade Iyere reiterated his unwavering commitment to youth stabilization and economic emancipation, stressing that Yeidep is designed to equip beneficiaries with practical skills, financial support, and resources required to become productive entrepreneurs and employers of labor. He expressed confidence that the program will significantly reduce unemployment, discourage youth involvement in crime and social unrest, and create a new generation of economically independent Nigerians capable of driving national development.
I'm the Coordinator General of the Youth Economic Intervention and the Radicalization Program, Yeidep. It's a creation of the Federal Ministry of Youth Development to tackle youth unemployment, youth poverty, and youth radicalization. If you are a youth, based on the constitutional requirements, the age bracket is 18 to 35, you are qualified. You don't need to know anybody in government, you don't need to know anybody in high position. You just apply by going to any of the branches. We of the banks we have authorized as financial partners, these banks here. UBA, Union Bank, Keystone Bank, Fidelity Bank, Access Bank, Alpha Morgan Bank, others. Right? Zenith Bank. You just say you want to have a Yeidep account, they open for you. A man that I dislike and I fought his mandate decided to listen to me. It's only an idiot that fights a man who is listening. And today I am the Coordinator General of this economic movement, economic emancipation movement that has garnered up to 15 million people. You see this crowd you see in Enugu, 48 hours. If I want to use 5 days, Enugu will be paralyzed. That is capacity. When we say we are fighting, we fight because we have the capacity entrenched in the grace of God. The reality is this: through this program, Nigeria will have social cohesion. These banks will warehouse the money and give to the people. That's why you see a sense of accountability by allowing them to be the one opening the account. Comrade Iyere is my name under my watch. Why did I push out the Senate? They wanted to come and manipulate. I kicked them out. Anybody who talks nonsense, I'm sorry, shall be kicked out of this program. Now, funding is never a problem when it comes to government. Who funds the National Assembly? 2025 budget, 109 plus 360 people took a whooping 6.93 trillion. Approximately 16 billion per head. They were never owned. Why is it that INEC is never owned? They're asking for nearly $1 trillion to do an election. Is it when it comes to the most important sector of the society, the most important segment of society, that they will not have money? The money is there from government, the money is there from development partners. With 100 million voices and more, enough will come from the donor community.
With the Enugu state government lending strong support to the initiatives, stakeholders expressed optimism that Yeidep will serve as a catalyst for inclusive economic growth, poverty reduction, and sustainable development, while fostering peace, innovation, and long-term prosperity across the state and the country at large.
When you think of online TV and radio, broadcasting, media consultancy, event coverage, event management and planning, there's no better name than Ogama TV. But that's not all. We're also into photo studio and coverage, equipment rental, news blogging, fashion and pageantry. We are at number 5/21 Chime Avenue, beside Open Sheraton Restaurant, New Haven, Enugu. Follow us on our social media handles: Facebook at Ogama TV, Instagram at Ogama TV1, Twitter at Ogama TV, website www.ogamatv.com. You can also send us email at ogamatv@gmail.com. Ogama TV, your one-stop media solution.